Sheriff Arpaio, Carlos Galindo, Hablando Claro con Carlos Galindo Radio Show. What would you say to the children?
You're going to tell me in English?
Yeah, in English. Yeah, what would you say to the children of the immigrants that call me at the show and say our families are being separated? What would you say to them?
Well, I don't think we get involved with that too much, other than the fact if we arrest someone like we arrested 24 last night pursuant to our duties, and we catch them on other violations and they have to be illegal, we have to take action.
How do you feel about the children being separated from their families?
Well, did you hear my talk? The whole talk? Did I tell you the compassion I have working in Mexico City with the Mexican government and my folks coming here legally and so on?
So you feel bad for the children?
Well, I tell you, I said in there that when the laws were passed, do I let my compassion override me enforcing a law? And I took the law side because that's what I took an oath of office. So in my 48 years of law enforcement, I don't get happy on everything. When I used to go into drug places and take the father and mother out, and you got the two kids crying when I'm taking the family out of the house because they violated the drug laws, do you think I'm happy for what's happening, taking the kids away? It happens every day.
Is it a fair parallel to draw an undocumented immigrant to a drug dealer?
Well, let me say this. The illegals have come here illegally. They have committed a crime. You never say that. They have committed a crime. They are criminal. It doesn't matter. We put DUIs, misdemeanors every day in jail. So it's unfortunate, but that's the law. So I would highly recommend how to change this problem is get the laws changed by the legislature if you don't like the laws. But don't have laws on the books and you never enforce them. It's not just the illegal immigration. Sometimes cops don't enforce other laws either. But just change the law and get something done. But in the meantime, I'm going to enforce the laws and I'm going to continue to crack down on illegal immigration. I have 160 officers trained and have the authority to do that. Now, another thing is, everybody arrested that comes into our jail, we have processed 147,000, and we have the authority to do that and to train it. 25,000 of those are here illegally, so we put holds on it.
The media is unfair to you?
Racist Joe has got to go. Hey, hey.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's the way it is. I just wish that sometimes they would talk about the good things, like our drug prevention programs, our religious programs, everything we do in the jails. They don't talk about it. It's always the controversial sheriff, and let's put him in headlines. But that's all right. I can understand that. They want to sell papers or whatever they want to do. But I understand that. But, I made my own bed when I ran 17 years ago. I said I'm going to be an active sheriff. I'm not going to just take a job for the money. I don't need the job. I just want to be active and work hard and do the best I can. So at least when I leave, I can look at myself in the mirror and say I did the best I could, and that's it.
4 years ago, I interviewed you in Cesar Chavez Plaza, headed over to Superior Court. I asked you about illegal immigration at that time. You said, I'm not interested in pursuing that. That's somebody else's job. My job is to protect Maricopa County. What would you say about that?
Because you know what? There was no law then. That law was passed after I said that. So since there's a law, I'm going to enforce the law. I hope I explained that.
You say that your crime speech are also to prevent crime because there's been a lot of murders and all that stuff. Why not also go in areas where there are white communities?
Well, I live in Fountain Hills.
I bet there's also a lot of crime going on in
those
those
areas. Lived in Fountain Hills. Right. I went in there with our units.
Then why not Peoria, Glendale? Where?
Well, give me some time. Give me some time. I can only do one time. I've been in the Phoenix.
We'll see him everywhere.
Well, I've been doing 9
everywhere in the metro.
By the way, why can't the guy spell my name right? Is this guy a college student? He's like a Sharp. What was it? The Reverend Al Sharpton. He can't spell it. This guy. Who is this guy?
The answer is that we'll be seeing more sweeps, not just in Hispanic-based communities, but in other communities as well.
See, we're not in Avondale. We just happen to.
Yeah,
no, wait a minute. We just happen to have our command center.
Right.
We're all over the place. So why does everybody say we're in Avondale? We are not.
Then why make them visible in those areas?
Pardon?
Why are you making them visible in those areas that you say?
In other words, predominantly Hispanic areas.
No, we're not. We got on Pruitt Furniture. I took a lot of heat on that because the police would not do anything because the mayor didn't want nothing done. That's not all Hispanic. Now Guadalupe is. I mean, yeah, that's our. We patrol there. Fountain Hills, I live there. No, they're not Hispanic there.
So several weeks to the places where
Wickenburg, what?
How do you pick the places you're going to?
Well, this one we picked because of the increase of violence. We've had 13 murders that no one seems to care about. I don't see you saying, why didn't the sheriff solve those 13 murders? I don't see the media talking about it. Why isn't the media talking about it?
You talk about it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, you may, but where's the regular media? Because you know why? They're Mexicans. That's why they don't talk about it. If one murder occurred in Scottsdale, the people that were killed are here illegally. They were executed because they didn't pay the smuggler. Why isn't that in all the headlines? Why do you get a little blurb that says Mexican found shot in the head? If that was in Scottsdale, it would be in a headline. Every life is important. You do know that.
3 weeks ago, I was on a national phone conference as media. I asked Reverend Al Sharpton what he was going to do to unite the African American community with the immigrant community. He said he was coming to Phoenix. Subsequently, he sent him a letter. How do you feel about that?
Well, let me tell you. You do know he called, not him, the congressman called the head of the NAACP, trying to get him to say I racial profile. He said no, the sheriff does not racial profile. Therefore, they wouldn't allow him to go to Washington or pay his way like they paid the chief and Mesa and the mayor. Why didn't they let him go and testify that I don't? That was the black community, okay? So he's full of garbage, sorry. And let him come. Let him come. He's not coming. He's going to have the guts to come, okay? It's just talk. He's repeating what these other elected officials are saying.
Does he upset you? Does that upset you?
I wish you spelled my name right. I mean, here's a university guy. I've been in headlines all over the world a million times, and the guy can't spell my name right. I guess he flunked English, right? Or he's looking at too many computers. I gotta go.
Te burlaste de mis sentimientos y ahora te lamentas. Vas a pagarla caro porque a mí tú ya no me interesas.